Hello, YouTube. So, today I just wanted to give you guys a little backstory on me. I have been making YouTube videos for almost a year now. I'm trying to grow my page, and so I thought, what a better way than for us to get to know each other. The journey starts back in 2020. Me and my sister decided that we wanted to build ourselves a tiny home on wheels to do a quick little trip. We did the little trip and we came back home and we realized, wow, living this way is absolutely amazing. So we went on the journey of selling my house and we've just been full time on the road ever since. This month of November marks 2 full years on the road. And so I have been live streaming daily with you guys here on YouTube. And the other day in my live stream, I asked you guys some questions. So I just thought we'd get right into it. If you want a story time, on a more in-depth story of how we got to the point of full-time travel, drop it in the comments below and let's get started. I gotta find it. So I screenshot comments from you all when I was live the other day. So let's see. The first comment is from Oxy, OXY. Do you live in the wild? Is your home static? I think they meant stationary. Is your home stationary or do you move it? So, my home is definitely not stationary. We hope to become stationary here within the next couple months by buying a piece of land. But for the last 2 years, we have moved spots every 3 to 14 days. So some spots will allow us to stay for 14 days, and then other spots only allow 3 or 5 days. It just depends. So we're definitely always on the move, moving from spot to spot. Is which state you in, shoddy? That I cannot say. I do not share what state I am currently in, but I will share where I am from, which is Virginia, and I will just say I'm traveling on the West Coast. That's all I'm going to share. Insane Coconut asks, I have paranoia. Is this possible for me? Aren't you afraid of bad people? My answer is I definitely am filled with paranoia and anxiety. But once you're traveling for so long, you just kind of start to get used to it and it just starts to become your normal. So I definitely have times where I'm more paranoid than others. It just depends on the spot we're at and who all's around me and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's doable if you're willing to um, be paranoid in places you're not familiar with. Because I feel like it's kind of impossible to just not be have anxiety, you know. So yeah, you're gonna have anxiety regardless wherever you are. So why not have it in a beautiful area, you know? I've never filmed a video like this, so it's kind of weird. And I'm out in the open outside. I'm feeling paranoid. Anyways, next. So next, Betty Boop says, is it cheaper to live out of your bus? It definitely is cheaper to live out of a conversion, like your van, your car, an RV, a shuttle bus. Especially mine's fully paid off. So I have no house payment anymore. I have no electric bill anymore because I have a solar setup. I have no sewer bill. I have no water bill. Yeah, it's way cheaper. Now, it can be expensive depending on how your lifestyle is, like how often you go out and do things, but it's definitely cheaper. KB says, hello, KB. How did you set up your solar system? So, I'm going to do an in depth video on my solar setup eventually. But right now, we have two 200-watt solar panels wired up at the top of the bus on the roof. and then we have that going into a 40 amp solar charge controller, and then that goes into a 3000 watt inverter, which then funnels into two 200 amp hour 12-volt batteries. So that's kind of the setup. Like I said, here soon we will have a whole video on how I did my solar, which is so exciting. This one's funny. This one's from Bulbino. And he says, "Why does your Scion have a white door?" That's a great question. So, I honestly don't know why it has the white door, like how it happened, but the story behind the Scion is my sister Crystal's car, but she gave it to me, and it used to be a shared car between her and her partner at the time, and he, when they broke up, had the car for a little bit, and we don't really know what happened. I think like he just crashed into something, and then yeah, he got in a car wreck. But that's none of my business to share. But now you kind of know what happened. So now I just be driving this little car with a white door, and people are like, "Why is your door like that?" And I'm just like, "It wasn't me." But yeah, that's the story behind the Scion. Okay, Betty Boop asked me a second question, and it was, "What made you decide to live in your bus?" So at first, when we did the bus conversion, it was always supposed to just be a little 4 to 6 month trip, just a little getaway, go see some stuff. But the thing with that is, once you get a taste of this life, you just want more. Like, we traveled for 4 months, we came back home, and then we realized, wow, there is so much more to life than just working your normal 9 to 5 job. And we came back home, got jobs, got really bad depression, and quickly realized we wanted to get back on the road. So that's kind of what made me decide, was just going back to normal life after traveling for a bit and having that epiphany moment of, wow, this is not how I want to live. I want to travel and just have a slower life. And so, yeah, that is how I remember I was working night shift for like a whole year straight. And I was literally a walking zombie. So, after that, I was just so over it, and like all of my family was driving me insane, and I just thought to myself, why am I doing this when I literally already have a converted bus and a house with equity that I can sell? And yeah, so I just all the answers were pointing to yes, get out of the small hometown and get on the road. And by golly, we did it. We did it. How how do you got Oxy? How do you got such white teeth? Well, I really don't do anything to get white teeth. I just brush regularly twice a day. I drink coffee daily too, and I usually use a straw. So I don't know. But yeah, fluoride free toothpaste by, I don't remember, but maybe I'll put it right here. Anyways, I ain't gonna read that one. I have a lot of trolls on my YouTube live. Some of these questions, a little questionable. Do you crap in a bucket? Yes, I actually do sometimes. Sometimes you just got to do the bag method and take your poo. Other times you dig a hole in the ground and you go that way. And then, the great times when you're near a place where there's a toilet or the campsite has like a porter potty situation, those are the best. Mr. Barbarino said, "What's your sign?" I am a Sagittarius, born in December. I'm a little winter baby, little fire sign. KB asks, "How does Pax go to school?" Paxton is homeschooled, and we use a program called Time for Learning. And we actually have a hotspot on the extra phone that we use to have internet on our laptop. And we do classes online, and then we do a lot of like exploring and stuff like that. So if you have more questions about it, drop it in the comments below, guys, because I know I get a lot of questions about the homeschooling. Next question. Do you believe in Jesus? I do not claim to be a Christian. I am kind of like, I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I believe, but I'm spiritual and I kind of just believe that, like, I just believe in like the universe, myself, which is kind of the same thing as Jesus, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm still trying to figure out what my beliefs are. Oh my gosh, my sister just showed up. So funny. she's trying she's trying to sneak. Next question. Aren't you afraid of bad people trying to harm you? Hmm. Isn't everyone, even in like a normal living situation, I would feel scared of people harming me. But I would say traveling around, like when I first get to my campsite, I'll feel kind of like paranoid and scared. But like once we've been at the spot for a while, I'll be like, ah, it's fine. Everyone's chill, cool people, and I won't be as scared. But like at night, especially at night, I will get scared and when we're out like grocery shopping. But you just got to know that you just got to tell yourself you're divinely protected at all times and it's fine and you're safe. That's what I do and I try to not let that fear take over and stress me out, cuz if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Danger awaits. Next question. Have you seen Wait, I don't want to do that one. Cut. Here's one. Where do you get electricity to charge all of your devices every day? Um, it's pretty obvious now. My solar power setup. There will be a video soon on that. And yeah. So I use solar. The sun powers all my electronics and we love it. Okay, next question. Someone wrote, "What's wrong with these men?" I really truly don't know. Does anyone know? Drop it in the comments below. Uh, Someone said, "Can you give a brief background story?" I kind of already did, but pretty much back in 2020, I just had like the epiphany of wanting to do a schoolie conversion. I thought it was really cool. I kept seeing other people on social media doing it, and I was just like, I want to see if I can do this. And so I asked my sister if she would want to do it with me, and she said yes. And so from there, we kept talking about it. We kept manifesting that we would find a bus, and eventually we did. And we started the process of converting the bus, and it took us about a year. But I don't want to give you all the details because I want to do like another video on that topic. So that's all I'm going to say. But that's the brief. You asked for brief, so there it is. This says, when am I getting my alien sticker? One day, maybe. If I'm ever in that area, I already told you I would get you one, and I'm not lying. I really will. Dry. Northern Blue said, "Will you and Crystal always be besties?" I believe we will, and I truly hope so. But you never know. That's something I've learned. You never know in life. But we have a really good relationship, so I don't ever really see that happening. But I've had other people in my life that I believed would be in my life, so they say never. Crystal, you better always be my best friend. You better always be my best friend. I feel weird because she's right over there. um, do you need a bus driver that gives out holiday candy year round? Ew, I did not mean to read that one and answer it. Ew, 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 ew. That's the type of comments we get on our YouTube live. Can you give us a tour of your modified bus? I actually plan on doing another YouTube video of a bus tour, but I just don't know when I'll do that. I've got so many videos I want to make that I keep saying I'm going to make and then I don't. But we're making this one, so that's a step in the right direction, right? The next question, suck me. Oh my God. I don't know how to read some of these names, but now that I'm trying to, now that I'm not live streaming, that one does not sound right. So I'm not going to say it. But this one is saying, do you use deodorant? And to be honest, a lot of days I forget to put on deodorant, but I try to use deodorant on the regular. Bulbino asks again, what is your favorite type of cake? Interesting question. Favorite type of cake is definitely a chocolate tuxedo cake. They sell them at Kroger and they're the most delicious, most just so good cake. Rich chocolatey flavor with moisture and just so good. Asks, do you have kids? Yes, I have one kid. He is 8 years old and his name is Paxton. KB asks, how do you supplement Paxton being socialized with other kids? So we like to go to the library, playgrounds. Sometimes we'll go to the pool. And then we also have found, like at our own campsites, sometimes he's able to make some friends that way. It's not the best setup right now, but once we're stationary, I really hope to be able to um, get some local friends that we can meet up with on the regular and stuff like that. So with time, it'll be better. Sam asks, have you ever have you ever felt unsafe or scared during the journey? Yes, there has been many times just at night, honestly. Nothing will really happen, but I'll just kind of feel scared, you know? I'm only human. If I walk outside to do something at night, I'll feel pretty scared. If I see a man anywhere near me, 9 out of 10 times I'm feeling scared. Um, we've had bears walk up on us, different animals. In those moments, you feel scared. Sometimes if you have a little too much, you can get a little paranoid and feel scared. The scariest moment though was one time we was trying to camp off on this side pull off and there was a little campfire area, but we just was like parking there for one night. Um, this group of kids that were like drunk pulled up and they just started setting a fire right next to the bus and we were so scared. That's a whole story in itself though, but that was probably one of the scariest moments for me on the road. I'm trying to think of some others. I'm sure there's more, but I can't think of any at the moment. Maybe that's all the questions. Sorry. Sam says, what's the need to carry your car when you have the bus? Have you ever drove a huge shuttle bus before? Because let's say I just want to go out and explore or just go to the store. Who wants to take their whole rig? Have to when you move, you have to like pack up your whole campsite. So having the car, a lot of people don't have that, but like I was fortunate and able to, and so of course I'm going to have it if I can. Because having to move spots or sorry, my brain's not working. Having to pack up your whole camp just to go to the grocery store sucks, and I've had to do that before. And so that's pretty much why. Convenience. It's just more convenient. You don't have to do all that and you can just hop in your car and go. It's easier to park, stuff like that. So, oh yeah. Asks, are you single? Yes, I am single. I've actually been single for 6 years. It's crazy. Sam asked another good question. How do you keep the privacy in the bus? So, unfortunately, it's just really not that private. To use the bathroom and stuff, we have the curtains in the bus. Maybe I'll insert a clip here that we can close, to have privacy. But other than that, that's about it. So we can go behind the curtain like when we're changing or stuff like that. But other than that, that's just kind of how it is. So that's one reason why I'm just so ready to get stationary because I miss having privacy for sure. And that was the last question, guys. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this Q&A of the bus lifer, the nomadic princess. Um, if you want me to do more of these, drop me some more comments below. I would be so happy to answer them. And like the live, or not the live. Let me just cut. If you would like me to make more of these Q&As, please drop some comments below. Whatever you want to ask away. I may or may not answer it. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to the like and subscribe button, and I'll talk to you next time.